All right, what's up, everyone? This is your girl, Miss Sophia the Diva. I know I'm 3 episodes behind, but we're going to try to make it do what it do. We're here to talk about Real Housewives of Potomac. I'm going to start all the way back because I love this show just enough to go back. Y'all know I was behind on Love and Hip Hop. I'm not reviewing those last 2 episodes before the reunion. Either way, let's start with Mind Your Business and all this confronts. Business, that's how it all got started. So when this episode opened up, and I'm just going to try to go over real quickly these because this is old and some of y'all might not even watch it because we're going to go ahead and go into episode. So this is episode 13, Mind Your Own Business. So when this particular episode opened, we had Candiace, Kendall, and Karen going to have the little minnows nip at their toes so they can get a proper pedicure. Okay, which I think is so cute, and I can't wait to go to Thailand. I'm praying to God that I'll be able to go to Thailand this coming November. I know people were like shocked that Monique hadn't gone to Europe just yet, but I'm like, honestly, like, have y'all been to Asia? It's like so amazing, and I love the Caribbean, so I can understand why she would want to just go those places. Karen basically was pretty crass, and that's why I said that is not Karen, that is Karen. She was basically saying that Gizelle is the type that will basically fuck you up the ass with no Vaseline, or screw you in the ass with no Vaseline, or something to that effect. I was like, whoa. Candiace was like, well, I'm just going to kind of just stay out the mess because that's for that's Ashley's job. I'm not trying to take nobody's jobs on this show. I'm just happy to be here. Then Candiace wanted to talk about how Chris would not hold her purse, how he called her a princess, and then she went off and called him basically a no-count man, just like his daddy. And I think that's when Karen had some great advice for her, which all of us should take heed to in our relationships, because some people really don't know how to love because they haven't had good role models. We know that Candiace's mother has probably contributed to some of her dysfunctionality. It's amazing how people that are in counseling in different professions can help others but can't help their own or themselves. So, you know, because her mom is constantly saying, well, you know, your dad, he left us, and I want you to remember that, Candy girl. And I'm just like, girl, why you keep telling her that? That's why she all messed up in the head and don't know how to just be in the privilege that she is in. But Karen said you can't hurt each other to reach each other. That's a word, y'all. Amen, from the Church of Karen Huger. Amen. Praise the Lord. Bless you. Then they were talking about Gizelle. And y'all know, because I'm very transparent about my feelings towards Gizelle. Gizelle is wrong, but that's my soror. So I'm just say that, you know, I don't know her personally, but I do know we have a lot in common. Chose Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, okay? But Kendall was real, and I kind of appreciate her raw realness here. She said, you know, y'all are trying, basically she said, for all intents and purposes, that you all are trying to dance around the subject and try to repackage Gizelle and try to make it what it is and what it isn't. Why can't we just accept the fact that maybe Gizelle is a bitch? Damn! I was like, okay. And then she told Candiace that what Chris said is not that far-fetched. She says, I don't know you very well, but from what I can tell, you are what he said you are. And Candiace, you out of line. Point blank, period. Boom, boom, pow. Okay, I said come through. I wonder who she's replacing. Monique is concerned about her friendship with Sharice. She realized I've been texting and calling this chick and she doesn't return my calls, emails. I done sent her a pigeon gram and I haven't heard from her. The planning of this trip, Bravo handed this to Monique to handle. They set Chris up to say, I know your birthday is coming up and I want to do something nice. I'm not going to get you the gift that you wanted. She wants a Lamborghini. Yeah, you don't need a damn Lambo when you're crashing Bentleys. That car is super powerful and super fast. You don't need that, because let's be real. You got out that DUI with no problem. Either way, baby, I'm going to send you on a trip wherever you want to go, and I'll pay for it. Bravo's paying, of course, but okay. I do believe that he truly loves her, but I do think that there's some issues there, some underlying issues. His sense of control is there because he is the provider, he is the breadwinner, and he's the one that has the cash flow. Ashley is planning an open mic at Oz. Can we just, I'm just going to skip ahead. Let's talk about this open mic. Child. Bravo cast them some real comedic extras, didn't they, honey? I mean, this was just terrible, Lord. I was like, one chick's eyeshadow matched her top, that matched her bottoms, just matched her shoes and hair. And then Gizelle had the nerve to say something about that. I was like, Sora, your ass was sitting up there in that confessional one time with pink eyeshadow and a pink dress on. So maybe you've evolved and learned your lesson about that. I knew that a long time ago from America's Next Top Model. What was his name that was the makeup artist? Jay Manuel or something like that? He was the one who said your eyeshadow should never match your outfit. And I kind of try to follow that at all times. But anyways, I do love open mics. So if Ashley is still doing it, I do stand-up comedy, so maybe if it's still going on, I'm in the DC area, I will definitely try to get on the mic and give the people a little something, make them laugh, okay? She also is talking about Michael and this baby that is never going to come into fruition unless she just steals his sperm out the sink one day, or I don't know. For all we know, Michael, while they were separated or even before, he could have had a fucking snip and not even told her. So she might want to go ahead and get over that. But I don't think even if he hasn't, there's no changing his mind. Je ne parle pas. I don't speak French. Ne parlez-vous français? No. But Monique seems to think that it would be really cute to have a mime come and deliver the invitations for the Cannes, France trip. Robin is first up, and her and the kids are like, what the hell is this? Who this man? They're out here with this paint-on clown. Yeah, no, I can't. And I speak a little French, but it was a cute invite for what it was, but I just think it could have been done better, but whatever. Then we also have the mom show up at the little luncheon that Monique and Karen are having, and he just all up in their conversation, and Karen was ready to jump food and throw her purse over there at him. My thing is with Gizelle, I don't understand how you could have ever thought that Karen wouldn't be offended by how you talk about her husband. Every season since we watched this, you've always gone after Ray for some reason. Now, has Ray said not so nice things about you? Yes, he has. But at the same time, it was only because you had said something about him. Time and time again, you insult her husband, and not to mention it was very distasteful that you showed up at the fundraiser ready to fight with your sidekick, Robin. Batman and Robin, the green-eyed bandits, ride again. But I do love in this conversation how Karen was like trying to steer you away from Robin. It's almost like being in therapy. If you've ever had a therapy session and you try to make a conversation and do a compare contrast, oftentimes the therapist will steer you away from that conversation because we're talking about you. Your friend is not in therapy. So I did appreciate that. What I didn't like in that conversation was when Karen was telling her, you and your Liberace jacket that you done worn twice this year. I'm like, and I have certain jackets that I love and I pay good money for them. So I'm not going to fucking just wear them just one time. So that was a nice try, but that wasn't a very good shady moment. I also was confused, and I think that's what happens. Karen gets so frustrated and caught up in trying to lie and make herself seem above the fray that she really can't fully articulate what she really means. She told her to stop dating people's ex-husbands. First of all, that's Kendall's ex-husband. Number two, her and Kendall obviously are not that great of friends. I think that it was just one of those things where they were, you know, cordial to one another. Our children happen to go to the same school. We happen to be at the same event. And so there you go. That's where the tie comes. But other than that, there's no closeness there. So I'm like, how Karen? Anyway, the mom was getting on Karen's nerves, and Karen like, security, we need security up in here. Oh, hell, if it was me, honestly, I would have gotten up and jumped food and threw my damn Kenneth Cole purse on him. Now, the very comedic relief was Chris and Candiace in this prenup. Yes, eventually over time, wealth may accumulate in this relationship, but right now we see Candiace has nothing. Her sole income is dependent upon her fiance and her parents. She ain't got shit. You have no assets. I thought she was at least going to say you have a trust fund, and I know in the state of California, inheritance is not marital property unless you make it marital property. You have to either do it in act or in writing. In other words, if you start commingling stuff, then yeah. Also, there's some shit that spouses will do where you might inherit your mama damn house, and they start doing what you call feathering the nest, which is making improvements and doing all of this. And then when the time comes for divorce, you damn near have to sell the property because of all the improvements they done. So tread lightly with that. Don't ask me why. For some reason, when I was studying for the bar exam, that really resonated with me on community property. But I know that DC is not a community property territory, so I don't know. And I know Virginia isn't because it's like an L. I think it's like Washington, Oregon, California. I want to say Arizona, Texas, and somewhere else. But it's not that many states that are community property states or even territories. But that was just very comedic. Gizelle turns down Monique's invitation and also turns it down on behalf of her dear joined at the hip twin, Robin. But if we're just being real, thanks but no thanks. We don't get along. But it's Bravo. So Soror, you're going to have to go along to get along on this trip. It's the night of the open mic, and Karen comes through like the grand dame she is. And she looks good. I don't care what y'all say about her not dressing your age. I say wear what you like as long as you look good, girl. Now, if you look like who done it and why, don't get mad when people, I mean, we are all free to choose whatever it is we want to put on, but don't get mad when people be laughing at you. They're going to laugh at you. They're going to laugh at you. As again, I said the open mic was just ridiculous. It was like looking at a circus. Ashley keeps droning on. It's else she's trying to get validation and convince all of us, the audience, that she truly does love Michael. And I'm like, okay, sis, sort that out with his bank account. And, you know, sort that out with his bank account, basically. Because you ain't got to convince us. You got to convince him. But honestly, I just think that Michael wanted someone as a companion, not as a mother of his children. And one thing I didn't understand about Monique's trip plans, it called for luggage specifications, specifically Louis Vuitton. Louis Vuitton, that's great, but not everyone can afford Louis Vuitton. Although, if you go down to the fashion district in Santee, you can find some young men on the street selling very good knockoffs. I ain't one to gossip, so you ain't heard that from me. But I'm like, girl, luggage specifications anyway. And then Gizelle's so shady, talking about Karen can't afford that. Robin can't afford that. I'm like, Soror, can you afford that? Them church checks clearing. Then at the open mic, Karen thought it would be a good idea to talk to Robin. She's like, okay, I've sorted out my issues with Gizelle. Let's talk, Robin. Robin was like, well, basically, we were coming to see and let you know why are you a liar. Why did you lie about the invitation? Why you blaming it on Siri, Karen? Why? I was like, well, Karen, that's on you. You opened that Pandora's box. You're a liar. I'm like, why is it so important to get Karen to tell the truth? But we all know why, because Karen has set herself up to be a certain way that she's really not. Again, I really don't know what the issue is with Gizelle and Monique, but they do have a conversation. Here's my thing, sis. You and Robin. I may not like Monique, but if she's offering to take me to Cannes, France, hell, I don't care if she put me in a damn... France is France. Free trip is free. I'm packing my shit and I'm going. So anyway, I don't get what Gizelle's issue is with Monique fully. But I do know that it just seems like free trip. You should go. Back at the open mic, Karen is not impressed and she bums the hell out. But Ashley does do a song for Michael. Meanwhile, her mama trying to push up on Michael and be close to him, and Michael looks awkward as fuck. Ashley, honestly, that's why Michael didn't seem to be paying attention to your song, because he was too busy trying to run from your crazy ass mom. And I know that you've discovered now that your mom's love for you is unconditional. But I wonder, as soon as that money run out and you ain't got no more, maybe she might be gone. Because see, right now, you still have the potential to slide her $100 bill every now and then. I'm just saying. Candiace also was trying to throw shade at Ashley's vocals. And I'm like, okay, I get it, sis. It really wasn't that bad. Plus, she was singing from the heart. Okay, it was kind of that bad, but whatever. Either way, day of the airport, we know everyone's going. Plus, during her conversation with Gizelle, she was saying, I just want everyone to see another side of me. I'm like, okay, sis, but does that mean that you're not going to be talking about how much money you have and how you're not for lazy moms? But one thing I will say is that Monique was not the one who intentionally brought Kendall to an event where Gizelle would be. That was Karen. And of course, since I'm so late in doing this review, you all know who it really was that wanted Kendall to come around. Either way, that's all I've got for this episode. I'm going to go ahead and just stop it right here. And next video, we will be talking about Can We All Just Get Along? And that is episode 14. So I'll be right back to do that one. Thank you guys for subscribing who have. Let's continue to share, comment, watch, and subscribe if this is your first time here. I've been Miss Sophia the Diva. This has been my review of my late review of Real Housewives of Potomac. Mind your own business, because that's what we do, okay?